hope all of you are fine. So today we have a fluency session. So I want you to get your booklets and open page 45. The frog pranced. The frog pranced. Okay, let me ask you a question. What is the frog? The frog is an amphibian animal which live in water or on the land. Okay, do you like frogs? For me, yes, I like frogs. So if you like frogs, so you are going to say, yes, I like frogs. Okay, can you play and live with a frog? Yes, we can play with the frogs, but we can't live with a frog. Okay, what's the meaning of the word princess? Princess, it means young queen who lives in the castle. Do you know what's the castle? It's a big house that the queens and the kings live in. Okay, so now let's watch the video together.
Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess in a big castle. One day, her father the king gave her a golden bowl as a birthday present.
Happy birthday, my daughter.
Thank you, father. The princess loved this golden bowl. She started to spend all her time playing with it in the garden. One day, she went out with her bowl and started to play with it, tossing it around. The princess came next to a little pond and kept on playing with the bowl. Right at that moment, she could not catch the ball after she tossed it in the air, and the ball started to roll away. My ball! The princess ran after her golden ball, but the ball got faster and faster. Finally, the ball fell in the pond and sank into the deep waters. Oh no! The princess sat down next to the pond and desperately started to cry. My beautiful golden ball! How am I going to bring it back? Suddenly, she heard a voice.
Ribbit, my beautiful princess, why are you crying? Ribbit.
She looked around but could not figure out where the voice was coming from. When she looked closely, she realized that the voice was coming from the frog that was right next to the pond, looking at her. The frog leaped towards the princess and asked again after he got closer.
What's wrong, my beautiful princess? Why are you crying?
The princess got stunned when she saw a talking frog. A talking frog? How can that be?
Well, here I am, talking, beautiful princess. Now tell me, why are you crying?
Coming back to herself, the princess started to tell her story. The golden bowl that my father gave me fell in the pond. It's already at the bottom. How am I going to get it back? The frog came next to her feet and made an offer.
My beautiful princess, I will bring back your ball, but in return I will need you to do me a favor.
The princess was curious. So what's the favor?
If you accept to be friends with me, I would like to live with you in the castle.
The princess thought about it and accepted his offer. So the frog jumped in the water and went out of sight. A while later, he appeared with the golden ball and threw it to the princess. Reunited with her ball, the princess happily started to walk back to the castle. Seeing the princess leave the frog behind, Frog yelped after her.
My beautiful princess, you forgot me. You promised to take me with you to the castle.
The princess yelled out from afar, laughing. How can an ugly frog like you even imagine to live with a beautiful princess like me? The princess left the frog right there and went back to her castle. and asked permission to come in. The king, surprised, asked his daughter.
Would you like to tell us what's going on, my daughter?
Well, Daddy, the princess told all about what happened that morning at the pond.
If you gave a promise to the frog to save you all, then you must keep your word for it.
The king ordered the maid to welcome the frog inside. A while later, the door opened and the little frog came in limping and stopped next to the dinner table.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, my king, for allowing me in.
With one big jump, the frog landed next to the princess's plate. He looked at her, unhappy. The king ordered a plate for the frog, but the frog stopped it.
No need for a plate. I can eat from the princess's plate.
The frog started to eat from her plate. The princess was really upset with him, but she thought that he would leave after the dinner anyway, and he didn't say anything. But the frog had no intentions to leave after the dinner. When she left the table, he followed the princess to her room. Time passed and the frog got sleepy.
My princess, I'm really sleepy. I'd like to sleep in your bed if you don't mind.
Afraid to upset her father, the princess had to say yes to her too. The frog jumped on her bed and put his head on her soft pillow. Trying not to show her anger, the princess laid next to the frog and slept. In the morning, the frog woke the princess up.
Good morning, my beautiful princess. I have one more wish from you. If you do that, I will leave right away.
Hearing that the ugly frog would leave soon, without making it obvious, the princess was extremely happy. All right, shoot. What is it now?
I want you to kiss me, my princess.
The princess jumped out of her bed furiously. How dare you? That is impossible! The smile on the frog's face disappeared, and instead a teardrop ran down his cheek. The princess thought for a while. Oh well, what's the big deal with one tiny kiss? Evidently, I won't see him ever again. And so she gave him a kiss. As soon as she kissed the frog, a bright white light covered the room. Due to the light, the princess couldn't see anything. After a short while, the light disappeared. The princess started to see again, but this time she could not believe her eyes. Right where the frog was standing a moment ago, there was a very handsome man instead. The princess was stunned with what she was seeing. She couldn't believe her eyes, and so she asked, "Who are you? What happened to the frog standing here?"
My beautiful princess, I am the prince of a land far away. The evil witch cast a spell on me and turned me into a frog. To break the spell, I had to spend one night next to a princess and get a kiss from her. Thanks to you, I am saved from being a frog forever.
The princess was very surprised, but also very happy with what she heard. They both went next to the king and told him all about it.
This should be the second lesson the frog has taught you, my dear daughter. We should not evaluate anyone by only their looks and judge without knowing the whole truth about them.
The king hosted the prince for a few more days in his castle. The prince and the princess came next to the pond where they first met.
My princess, will you marry me and come with me to my kingdom?
The princess smiled and nodded, accepting the prince's offer. And right at that moment, a sound broke the silence.
Ribbit! Ribbit!
They turned and looked where the sound came from. There was
Molly, I'm sure you too will find your princess one day.
And laughed at him. After a short while, they got married and lived happily ever after.
So welcome back, Junior 2 again. So let's go back to page 45 and have some discussion. Okay, why was the princess crying? Because she lost her golden ball. Number 2, who helped the princess to bring her ball back? The frog. Number 3, where did the ball fall? In the pond. Do you know what's the meaning of pond? Pond means lake. Pond means lake. The lake is a small area of water which is surrounded by the land. Number 4, what did the princess promise the frog to give? To take him back home. Page 46. Number 5, what did the frog want the princess to give him? To give him a kiss. Number 6, where did the princess go after the frog gave her the ball? To the castle. Number 7, where did the frog go after the princess left him? He followed her to the castle. Number 8, why didn't the princess want the frog to eat with her? Because it's disgusting. Okay, what's the meaning of disgusting? Disgusting means something that you don't like. So if you don't like to eat fish, so it's disgusting for you. Number 9, what did the king tell his daughter about the frog? To keep her promises. What's the meaning of promise? Promise, it means when you say something to someone and you should do it, or you should keep your words. Number 10, what happened to the frog after the princess kissed him? It turned into a handsome prince. Okay, so now after watching the video, here we have some ideas to help you to write about the video. What do you think about the title here? If you want to write a paragraph, we are going to give it a title. The Frog Prince. The Frog Prince. Number 1, Princess Castle. Okay, so let's start our first sentence by saying there is a beautiful princess in the castle. What's the meaning of castle? It's a big house for queens and kings. Number 2, a golden ball as a present. The king, her father, gives her a golden ball as a birthday present. What's the meaning of present? Present, it's like if it's your birthday and your friends give you a gift like a toy, so it's a present. Number 3, for walk by the pond. As we said, pond means lake. She takes it and goes for a walk by the pond. What happened to the golden ball after that? Do you remember in the video? Falls in the pond. So we're going to say here, the golden ball falls in the pond. Cries frog's voice. The princess cries and hears a voice from the pond. Okay, what happens after that? She finds a small talking frog. It asks her, why are you crying, little princess? The frog helps the princess and asks her for a promise to live with her in the castle. So this is idea number 6, helps the princess frog. Idea number 7, to live with her. So again, the frog helps the princess and asks her for a promise to live with her in the castle. Number 8, follows her to the castle. She goes back home and the frog follows her to the castle. Okay, do you remember what happened after that? It knocks on the door and jumps on the dining table to eat with her. Disgusting. As we said, disgusting means something that you don't like. So here she feels disgusted. Number 10, sad the king. Okay, so here we are going to say a sentence. The king feels sad from his daughter because she doesn't keep the promise. Number 11, bedroom. She goes to the bedroom and sleeps with the frog. Okay, here we can say in the morning, the frog asks for a wish to kiss him. After that, he can leave the castle, so the princess kisses the frog, then it turns into a handsome prince. So this is the idea number 12, prince appears again. The princess kisses the frog, then it turns into a handsome prince. Last idea, number 13, marry, live happily. At the end, they marry each other and live happily. So now, page 47, write in a paragraph form about what you understood from the video that you have watched. So let's remember the rules for writing a paragraph. First rule, to leave space in the first line by putting 3 X's. Second rule, capitalize the first letter of each sentence. To write the first letter of each sentence, capital letter. Rule number 3, to leave space between the words. Rule number 4, to put the full stop at the end of the sentence. So thank you so much, Junior 2, for joining